Shalom. Kohala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash, which those would be the true names of the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, which is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, teaching in truth, sincerity, and diligence for the sake of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Here, another food recall. You see, in which these things taking place is ultimately going to lead to a famine unfolding here in this society, in which the Lord warned you how that the famine was going to become so severe to the point where every crumb of food was going to be gone. And this is ultimately the build up to that scene taking place. These recalls that's taking place here in this society, because it's not like these recalls is being combated with more fresher goods. No, when these things is being pulled off the shelves, it's ultimately just leaving a dent in the food supply here in this society. And the only thing that can come out of that is these full storehouses that you people put so much trust into being found empty, man. You see, even just going into this article, it says Costco just recalled more than 10,000 cartons of eggs due to potential salmonella contamination, you see? And Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is doing these things because ultimately that famine is going to be for your destruction, man. Just skipping down into the article. It says, according to the FDA report, the eggs were sold in 25 stores in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee beginning November 22, 2024. There have been no illnesses reported so far, you see? So these things is pretty much growing in the earth, man. Where the Lord is causing that famine to suddenly come upon you Americans, and soon you people are going to look up to no food being in these stores, man. You see, and I got another video queued up real quick.
Carrots are healthy for you unless they're contaminated with bacteria. 4 Earth Farms has recalled multiple brands of its vegetable medley bags and whole carrots because some of those carrots may be contaminated with E. coli. The recall involves vegetable bags branded Wild Harvest, Market Side, 4 Earth Farms, and Grimway. There have not been any reports of the carrots causing illness in consumers. Still, anyone with these bags on your screen in their freezers should not use them.
You see that? You can't even have a good diet here in this society. You might just want to eat vegetables, cauliflower, carrots and broccoli, all sorts of things like that. But it's a possible chance of you catching an E. coli contamination, man. You see, and it's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that's contaminating all these different foods, here in this society, man. Because ultimately, you're going to experience a famine. Real quick, this is Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16 in the NLT. It says, I will shower you with the deadly arrows of famine to destroy you. You see, this is for your destruction, man. Because ultimately, from so many callbacks, the only thing that's going to come out of this is a lot of people dying from the lack of food. You see, it says the famine will become more and more severe until every crumb of food is gone. And that's ultimately going to be a build-up from the recalls. You see, it's going to lead to every crumb of food being completely gone here in this society. Yeah, just going to Ezekiel 4 and verse 16 in the NLT, it says, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. You see, and it will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. And just like you people here in America, man, the Lord is going to cause food to become very scarce here in America. To the point where you people going to eat food fearfully, man, right now. A nigga tell you that he don't like leftovers. He'll tell you, man, I don't eat cold food. You see, I don't want to eat that. I don't eat stuff like that. But in the time of famine, you're going to eat whatever the fuck you can, man. You see? Grass. Them V-long shirts. Them Gucci shoes. You're going to eat everything, man. In order to fill your belly. You see? Read about the siege of Jerusalem. When they was in a belts and tennis shoes and shoestrings and leather coats and pants. They was eating all the leaves off the trees outside. They was eating the grass, tree bark, family pets. You people's going to be reduced to that same type of scenario, man. You see, it says it will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water would be rationed out drop by drop, and they would drink it. It's like in the people will drink it with dismay. Yeah, you see right now, a nigga chugging bottles of water. You know, he's throwing the rest of the water away. You pouring it out for the dead homies. You know, you got women out here, they got done Julio bottles on the top of their head. But soon, that whole little scene, that spirit of mirth is going to go away. And you're going to be drinking water fearfully, man. Just one cap. You know, enough to keep your mouth moist, man. You see? If somebody come by and kick over your last cup of water, you're going to put them to death for that, man. That's what people is going to be reduced to here in this society. You see, it says lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror and they will waste away under their punishment. You see, all the proudful looks is going to go away, man. You see, all you know, I don't want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory. You know, that's beneath me. All that shit going to go away. The Lord is going to completely shift the reality that's being played out here in the society, and he's going to reduce you people to nothing, man. You see, he's going to humble you by suffering you to hunger, as it tells you in Deuteronomy 8:3. You see, the Lord is going to cause you Americans to suffer, man, when he take away their plate, and especially you women out there, because the women, you're going to suffer the most because you ain't going to have no might in your hands to even get food, man. You see, you're going to be reduced to having to eat your children real quick. This is Lamentations 4 and verse 9 in the NLT. It says those killed by the sword are better. It's like are better off than those who die of hunger. You see, starving, they waste away for the lack of food from the field. You see, and this is pretty much how people is going to be, man. You know, it'd be better for you to get shot down in the street than for you to die by hunger, man, because that hunger is a long process of, you know, of torture, for the lack of better terms. Your body pining away. You was once fat, and now you just getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier to the point where they see your ribs, you know, see the spine, you know, see your skeleton. You see? But yet you still alive, man. It'll be better for you to die by the sword than to die by the aching pains of hunger, man. You know, your immune system breaking down, your muscles deteriorating, your body aching from the lack of fluids. All these sorts of things is going to be taking place, but yet people is going to be forced to suffer those things. You see, it says starving. They wasted away for lack of food from the field, man. Yeah, it says tender-hearted women have cooked their own children. They have eaten them to survive the siege. You see, in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's sieging America, man. He's cutting off the supplies to this place. You see, he even tell you how he's going to bring forth evil on every side. It ain't going to be no form of escape. The only form of escape is going to be through Yahweh Shai, because it's Yahweh Shai that said he was going to keep you alive in famine. You know how that in famine you was going to be satisfied. This is why we tell you to put your trust in the Lord, man, to bank on Yahweh Shema Shai. Because going here, this is Lamentations 3 and verse 25. It says, the Lord is good unto them that wait for him. To the soul that seeketh him, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahweh Shema Shai. You see? And in that famine, you might not be eating every day. But yet, when it's time to feast, the Lord is going to have you satisfied in your feast, man. If you put your trust in him, man. If you hope and wait for the salvation of Yahweh Shema Shai, and not being driven to go down to Esau to receive that micro C help in order to eat again. Because that's what a lot of people is pretty much going to be reduced to. That's one of the ways the so-called white man is going to cause you to receiving that micro C help. You know, it's by generating that famine here in this society that's ultimately going to reduce you people to none, and it's going to reduce you to looking for help. And that help, he's going to give you the solution. Hey, take this C help. You know, this will give you universal basic income where you can go to the grocery stores and buy food and things like that. You see? But those who hope on the mercies of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to be satisfied, man, because yet the contamination still going to be there. It's still going to be a scarcity of food because prophecy still got to play out. You know, the food still going to be scarce. It's still going to be horrible. You're still not going to get nutrients from it. You see? But the food that the Lord is going to give you is going to satisfy your body, man. That's why we tell you to bank on Yahweh Shema Shai, because these people fit to be destroyed from for the famine, man. You see, real quick. This is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse, let's see. It's like it might be 16. So like, please bear with me. Yeah, this is 16. Second Ezra 16, started verse 17. It says, woe is me. Woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? You see? Yeah, because it's going to be a fearful time, man. You know, because even us, you know, yeah, we believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, but we also, you know, we go to grocery stores and things like that. You know, we banking on certain items being in those stores for us to eat. But yet we know that the Lord is going to reduce everything to faith. You know, you're going to be reduced to having faith in Yahweh Shema Shai. You see? But for those outside the council, they're going to be reduced to torment, man. The Lord tell you how they're going to dwell in torments. You see, because they despise the law, for the lack of better terms. You know, and when you go into that word law, it takes you back to the word, the definition, body of prophetic teachings. You see? So you despise the message where you're going to dwell in torment. You know? But go on to say, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famines and great death. Because one thing that a famine is going to bring is great death. And this is just the beginning stages of it. When you're hearing about recalls, you know, this great famine started with a recall, man. You see? But it's going to end in great death. It says the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And one thing that's going to bring great evils to the earth is the famine, man. You see? Because everything else, morals, integrity, dignity, all that shit going to go out the window for a piece of meat, man. You see, a nigga eat his baby just to fill his stomach. You know, he'll kill his neighbor and take his neighbor goods just to feed his family again. That's the type of reality. That's the type of reality the society is going to be reduced to. You see, it says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Lord is sending forth these things for you to consider and get yourself together and get in line with Yahweh Shema Shai so that you don't be destroyed in it. But like, hey, people despise the law. They despise the body of prophetic teachings, which comes in the form of a warning, man. The Lord warning you of these events, you know, that's soon to take place. And it's ultimately prophecy, man. You know, he's giving you warning through his prophets. But they go on to say, but for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. People don't even give a fuck about the recalls and things like that. That's how the famine is going to catch them all of a sudden. You know, soon all these storehouses suddenly going to be found empty, and the response people is going to have to it is the being utter chaos, man. You know, completely losing their mind. But they go on to say, it says, behold, victuals should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. Yeah, because they constantly giving you 50-cent burgers at McDonald's. They had the penny burger. You know, they having all these deals, you know, 2 for $20. You know, $5 boxes and shit like that. So people think themselves to be in a good case. But it says, and even then should evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. You see, the famine still gonna come, man. Even when Esau Edom give you niggas a solution to eating again, which is receiving that micro sea help, the famine still gonna happen because the Lord told you it was. You see, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Yeah, you see, so a lot of people is gonna suffer from that famine, man. And it's all starting with a recall, but it's gonna grow into great death taking place here in the planet Earth, because no food and water is readily available anymore. You see, but yeah, I pray that you was edified, giving out honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak Wadash, Lord.